7 months on from the Lionel Messi World Cup fever, the FIFA World Cup is back and back in the spotlight. However, it is the Women's World Cup that has taken the center stage, which is being held in Australia and New Zealand as we are back with the FIFA fever. Hello and a warm welcome to this WION podcast special edition. I am Aditya Pimpale, and joining me today is a very special colleague of mine, Srishti Singh Sisodia, as we speak on the Women's World Cup. So hello Srishti, hope you're doing well, and the Women's World Cup is in the center stage, and we have been seeing that more or less the World Cup fever that Lionel Messi had, and we are out of it, and the women's game is now out. So hope you're enjoying that Women's World Cup as well. Lionel Messi fan, of course.
Yeah, of course. The fever is definitely on, but now we have a month to talk about this tournament as the final is on 20th of next month. So we have a month to talk about not just sport and not the way they are playing, not the way the games are being held and their gameplay, etc. But we have to talk about other issues as well, like gender pay issues and issues with their sponsors and all sort of things. So when it comes to women's sport, it's not about just the game, it's about other things as well.
So it is about other things as well. Just a brief, the Women's World Cup kicked off on Thursday as New Zealand, of course, one of the co-hosts, and Australia, who were the other co-hosts. And more importantly, what they have done is they have started on a really big time. But one thing that has been a big bother of concern for everyone associated with the women's game has been the pay parity. I will come to you with that point, Srishti, but the 32-team tournament has been a big success in the men's game. How do you see, the women's game, especially with record crowds this time around?
Yeah, of course, we have come a very long way. Like now, the number of teams are more. So we have more number of games to see. Sponsors will have more to invest in something. So, of course, we have come a very long way. But still, we have to bridge the gap. It's a very huge, massive gap, because we have seen the fever of last World Cup was so high. Be it Messi's, people were talking about it's Messi's last World Cup and he has to win, and the same was with Ronaldo as well, because he has also not won any World Cup. So yeah, but same buzz. We cannot see that same kind of buzz in Women World Cup. The media coverage is not as extensive as it was for Men's World Cup, and there are so many things. So
I guess it has more to do with sponsorship reasons as well, because the revenue is a big factor. But just an insight, you cover general news for WION Sports. The World Cup, I actually had some horrific tragedy before it started. There were shooting incidents as well. So not the best eve for the World Cup starters. But let me come to the big point, the parity point. This year, the FIFA has announced that they will generate an income around $110 million from the entire tournament that will be held in Australia and New Zealand, of course. They have promised that £49 million, that is, of course, more than 40% of what the entire tournament revenue would be, will be paid to the players. So, in terms of percentage, the women are getting more paid, that is more than 40%, but not if we compare it to the men's game. They generate an income about $2 billion, and the players get around 5 to 6%. So that 40%, 5% gap, what is your take on this?
So let me tell you one thing, Aditya. Obviously, we cannot compare men's sport with women's, because there are so many deciding factors are there. But I read a report in CNN that the women players at this World Cup will, on an average, earn just 25 cents of every dollar earned by men at World Cup last year.
That actually is a horrific thing, because the numbers game. But then again, I'm speaking about the thing, that 40%. FIFA has actually tried to bridge the gap, because in recent tournaments it was a wide gap. Women's players used to get only 10% of their total revenue, but they are paying 40%. Don't you think that it is a big number?
Yeah, it is. There is an improvement, definitely. We have to compare. If we compare, first game of World Cup ever played in this Women's World Cup, first game versus today's, there is a huge difference. If you compare it with the last event also, there is a massive improvement. But still, I would say that we have to go a very long way. And I think this, not just football, other sports are also growing. If you see the recent announcement by BCCI that there will be equal pay for both women and men. So I think there is improvement overall, but yeah.
I guess it has something to do with the fact that I will just add an insight to the facts. Each and every player in the Women's World Cup will get around 30,000 pounds from the FIFA, which is guaranteed 30,000 pounds. Now, that is nothing that if we compare it to the men's game, because every player would be earning in millions as well. So the pay grade has been a big issue. It has been a big talking point. You mentioned about the BCCI as well, that BCCI is trying to get it parity on the pay checks as well. Wimbledon and other tennis associated sports as well have also made sure that they bring in parity. But again, if you look at the WPL and the IPL, again, there is pay disparity. If you look at that, Smriti Mandhana is getting paid a big amount of money, but that is not the case in every single player's case.
Absolutely, you are correct. And I would say things are getting better. Like I mentioned, we will see more number of people watching it live on the stadiums, and like streaming sites are also there. So definitely things have become better. We need to look forward to a way in which we can make it as watchable, and there should be buzz pre-match, then post-match, and then during the tournament. And the media coverage has to be like...
I think we as a media person, we have a big responsibility on our shoulders as well.
To bring everything on like online platforms or TV.
Because we need to give a big coverage as well.
Exactly. Like the way we do to men's tournaments
as well. So the big money that comes from the broadcasters as well, IPL gets it, WPL gets it, digital rights gets it. But there is no craze in a country like India. Women's World Cup, there is absolutely no craze.
We have to understand one thing, that players are there, they are playing amazing game. They are putting their 100%, but other factors like association, board members, the kind of facilities they are getting, the kind of... I'm not even talking about sponsors and other things, money. They are ready to pay, ready to play even after getting lesser money. So they are ready, the players are ready. What we are providing is a question that we all need to ask.
I think it has more to go with the thing that is called the spotlight and the media coverage, because there needs to be some sort of fan following in the women's game as well, because we have seen it. BCCI has done it, but not that every board is that successful as BCCI, because the Women's Big Bash was there. It isn't that big a success as the Women's Premier League was. They are getting the payrolls and all, but more importantly, as we have discussed very seriously, that the issue surrounding the women's pay parity is the one that is still making headlines. And of course, England women's team also announced early in the day that they are keeping the pay parity issue aside and they will focus on the World Cup. Srishti,
they have been doing this thing for a very long time. They have kept this issue aside and played really amazing games. So we cannot blame the players here. I mean, some of the matches are amazing. I recently saw an ad made on France team when they were showing all men, and then they kind of showed that it was VFX. You were actually watching women's playing. So it was really cool, I would say.
It has got to be the broadcasting thing. If people are not watching it, we are not, of course, going to follow it. India is not, of course, not on TV channels. That is the big question mark.
Yeah, I mean, India is a massive market. Be it anything, be it cricket or sport or tennis, you cannot not show something, because we are right now the most populated country, and the kind of audience you get here, you can get here is
watch time. The amount of YouTube watch time you get from a country like India, that is really big. You actually are very fond of the English team. Are you supporting them in this World Cup?
Maybe not. If it comes to money, then my bet is on the US team, because they have won so many times. But yeah, England won Euros last time, so
Kelly scored the winner in that Euro final in extra time.
My heart could be with England, but not money, definitely.
Okay, not money and heart, those are the questions. But money is the center point of all this entire saga. But if I'm really asking you a prediction thing, are you still going with USA or is it still England? Because I'm a big England fan.
I think I need to see a few more matches then to decide something. But right now I'm with US for sure.
Okay. I think I got my prediction as well. In fact, by the time the World Cup ends, I think Srishti might change her opinion, and we might go with England. Okay, okay. In between the tournament, she might just change her opinion, and we might see England winning the World Cup, as well as they are defending Euro champions as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Srishti Sisodia. She has done a really good job as my co-host. Join us again next time, as we will bring you all the insights from the upcoming ODI World Cup as well. For now, from me and the rest of the team, goodbye, and thank you, Srishti, as well.
Thank you, Aditya.